everybody? Welcome to my new installment of my thrifting videos. I am at a red, white, and blue thrift shop in Mercerville, New Jersey. That's close to Trenton. I know I've done videos at Unique, but I'll be doing some fresh new videos at different locations. So the recording today is going to be from a span of 2 days. I had come here originally on a Wednesday. If you notice, this parking lot was super packed. It was super packed inside because they have senior citizen sales on Wednesdays, and it's color coded similar to Goodwill, where they have a bunch of colors that are 50% off, but it's only for senior citizens. So if you're not a senior citizen, you may not want to shop here on Wednesdays, but if you have a relative that's of age, bring them along, save some money. Now, I came back on a Friday, and they had the sale on white and blue items. Now, I noticed that for this particular location, the really good items were the red and blue items. These are the high-valued items. So just note that the sales vary every day. They don't have sales on weekends, from my understanding, and you can't call them in advance to ask what color sale is because they won't tell you over the phone. Now, some quick information on the red, white, and blue thrift shops. They have about 22 thrift locations across the country: California, Colorado, Connecticut, Florida, Louisiana, Michigan, Maryland, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Oregon. There are 3 in New Jersey. So this is the first one I visited ever. So some things that stand out about the red, white, and blue thrift shop, as with any thrift shop, all merchandise is sold as is. So, if you buy something and it doesn't work or you don't like it, you can't return it, you can't exchange it. So that's final sale. Interesting thing here is if the tag is missing or the tag looks like it was popped and moved around, they will not sell you the item. All right. And the thing that stands out the most is it's cash only, no checks, no credit cards. They did have an ATM in there, so if you do go in here, maybe bring some cash. You don't want to use your ATM, and maybe get a surcharge from your bank. So these things just stood out to me. Upon checking on their website to get an idea of where the money goes, they didn't have much information as far as the organizations that they support, but one thing that stood out to me for this particular location is they have a lot of staff, especially at a time like this when many people have lost their jobs. There's uncertainty with feeding your family. They had a lot of people working here in the front of the store, and I'm assuming the back of the store because they kept bringing fresh items. So it's a good place to support. They're open Mondays through Saturdays. They are closed Sundays. Their hours are from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Check out their website. All right, let's talk about this store. So upon walking in, you notice there are a ton of items in this store. They keep getting replenished. So as I was here, I noticed they had the wall with the goodies on here. Towards the bottom, there was this toilet bowl flusher. Hey, it was sealed. It was a Flushmaster. I think of that brand as being a pretty high cost brand. Upon checking this on eBay, noticed that the resale value really, it doesn't sell much, and the margin wasn't the best. Sadly, today was not a green sticker day. It was a blue and white sticker day. So I had to pass on this one. Saw this gardening hose, Miracle Grow piece. Struck my eye. It was, again, sealed in the box, but it had that green sticker on it. When I checked on eBay, there was like 1 or 2 listings. They did move, but if I would have bought it, I would have not made any money. If today would have been 50% off, I would have definitely scooped that up because I would have doubled my profit on it. The thing I keep saying is clothes. I'm not really into reselling clothes, but I keep seeing other thrifters and the success that they have with clothing. Drop me a comment. Tell me what I should be looking for. Should I focus on some clothes? Should I stop being a wuss and look at this clothes section and try to flip some of these clothing articles that they have in the store? Let me know in the comments below. So one thing you're going to notice here is that they have a ton of picture frames and home accessories. One thing that struck out to me from other thrift videos was the knife holders. You know, these wooden blocks that you store your knives in. You know, if you have the professional set of knives, that first one didn't really have much of a resale value. This one struck out, and I saw this on Wednesday. I forgot to check it today when I went. This one would have been a good investment at 50% off because this one had the blue sticker on it. It would have cost me $750. It's a 6-star cutlery, had 30, slots in there for knives, and these were going for on eBay between $40 and $50 plus shipping. I am kicking myself because I should have gone today to see if this item was still there. But these are these hidden gems. You know, you want to go at the right time, the right day, because you can get a good score like this at this particular store.
Where's over here?
They had a ton of cameras here. They had, I'm not when it comes to the traditional cameras that use the films. I'm not a knowledgeable in that specific space, but I'll learn. I noticed I saw this Sony digital camera. It was listed at $29.99. I saw this on Wednesday, so I didn't qualify for the deal. I did see it again today, so it would have qualified for that half off for $15. But when I compared it on eBay, there were quite a few listings that were already $29.99 on eBay, and they included the battery and the charger. And I don't know about you, but if I'm looking for a camera, I would like the battery, or know that the battery is in good condition. And I definitely want a charger because, that's you're going to go through the battery a lot. So this one I skipped on, but it could be a good investment. It's just not right for me at the time.
On eBay, and they include the battery and all that.
So as I work my way to the electronic section in the back, this store has a ton of clothes. All the electronic units are going to be towards the back of the location, but they had a lot of clothes. I know my wife saw some clothing pieces that she liked for herself. I've seen other videos that people rave about the clothes in this thrift shop. I saw these pillows; they look brand new.
$4.99.
But for the price, I think they were like $5-6. You can get nicer pillows at like discount stores for a much lower price, in my opinion. Now we're in the area that everybody wants to see, the electronics section. So this is from the Wednesday recording. They had a ton of electronics here. Notice the majority of the stickers here were red. The second was going to be green. Most of the blues were like cordless phones and some other basic items, but the key items were, I would definitely say, red and green. I saw these Sony Dream Machines. I've been using a Sony Dream Machine clock, radio, alarm clock for a long time. And I noticed that these have a pretty decent resale value on eBay. But these are going for about $5.99 a piece. If I would have been able to get it for $3 to relist it on eBay, it would have definitely been a good score. Because these do sell pretty well. And I also use them too. I mean, the one in my room right now, the LCD screen is starting to get a little bit dim. Here I was looking for the outlet, because if y'all know, my number one rule is test electronics before you buy it, because once you buy it, if it doesn't work, you're kind of screwed. I couldn't find the outlets over here, but they are actually in the center of the shelves. I saw it today when I went, but I didn't pick up any electronics this particular day. Now you're going to see a bunch of other items. They're going to have VCRs, DVD players, Blu-ray players, so many different electronics. It was pretty, I would say that they had more electronics at this red, white, and blue thrift shop than at the other two uniques. Now, were all these items that I would probably pick up in a heartbeat? Probably not, but they definitely had a good selection of electronics here. The one thing I didn't like is a lot of the cords and the wires were in that blue bin. They weren't really sorted and organized as they typically are in the unique store. So I came across some of these Microsoft wireless keyboard and mouse combos. I believe it was like the Media Desktop 1000, the wireless Media Desktop 1000. It came with a wireless keyboard, the mouse. It had the antenna station where it communicates with, and it had the CDs and the instruction manuals in there. It looked like it was in decent condition. It also came with an extra Logitech mouse. I don't think there was an adapter for it in there, but it looked like it was in good condition. I thought it would resell pretty well since everything was in there, but upon checking on eBay for like the resale value on this particular model, for the price they were asking for, I think it was like $10. These were going for like $5 on eBay. It just goes to show that the best keyboards are those retro keyboards, those PS2 type keyboards. The wireless ones just don't retain their value. Across this Sony Blu-ray player. I know Blu-ray players are pretty awesome. I know I picked up a LG Blu-ray player at a Unique. I picked it up for $5 and I sold it for $20 a few days ago. So it was a good markup on it and it worked. Now for this one, I looked up on eBay to see what the resale value was for this particular Sony Blu-ray player, and it was decent. I mean, they were going for about $40, but again, this was not the color day for it. I think it was either red, which it would have cost me like $15 for it. It would have been better to pay $7.50 for it. And everyone knows my number one rule is test these items before you pick up and buy them. This one I saw today, so I knew that I found that the outlets were there only because some lady was testing a hair dryer, and I'm like, how did she find a power outlet? So I saw that the strip was hiding, but it was there. So I plugged it in, and I noticed that the door did not open on the Blu-ray player. So therefore, I put it back and forgot about it, because what good is a Blu-ray player if the door doesn't open, right? I came across here the keyboard section. The majority of these keyboards were all like not worth much of anything. I saw this Apple keyboard. It was going for $15, not the right sticker for the day, and the resale value of eBay really wasn't the greatest. So I just put it back. And again, with after I've been shopping at Unique, and I've been paying like $2, $1 for a keyboard. Now I see a sticker for $10 for the same keyboard that I got cheaper somewhere else. I kind of you're there to find that hidden gem. So, and also too, another thing here is it's a very cramped store. If you noticed before, there was that lady with the shopping cart. It didn't fit there, and she kept trying to ram through the little space there. So, it's a very tight store, and it's not as organized as other places. So here I came across a DVD VCR combo unit. This is a Samsung, I believe a 5500, if I'm not mistaken. I checked it on eBay. These had a pretty decent resale value on it. And what stood out to me the most was that this actually had the remote control taped on the side. These type of units go for a much higher value when they come included with the original remote control. I saw it on eBay, had a good resale value, but they wanted $15 for it. I was kind of bummed out that I wasn't getting the 50% off on it. Yes, I'm spoiled, but so I didn't take it. I also saw another Samsung VCR DVD combo, same price, $14.99. This one didn't have the remote control attached to it. This one I believe was like the 2500 model or the 4500 model, and this is when I found the outlets, and I said, you know what, let me just test it out, see if it works, if it plugs in. And this one, the door did open. Whoops, these keyboards fell on the floor. But the unit itself worked out. There was no way for me to test to see if it actually played movies, but I realized that at the front of the store by the cash registers, they had TVs hooked up. So I guess you can plug in a VCR or multimedia device to a TV and test out a movie. Item actually stood out to me. This was I thought it was like a vintage retro item. It's a Sears Penske ignition analyzer. More likely than not, a car part. This particular item didn't have much of a crazy resale value on eBay. It's something that if it was rare, I would have picked up, but it just really wasn't. I mean, it just looked. I mean, hey, Sears, it's out of business. Penske, I assume that as a like a truck rental company. So having, I'm sure there's some history between both of those. To actually have this, it would have been a cool thing, but it just, I guess the market was flooded with this particular item, so I passed on it. So everybody knows I love the Sony Dream Machine alarm clocks. Came across this one. It looked really, really cool. While it was off, it just looked like a mirror. And then I plugged it in. It worked. I tested out the radio. It worked fine. But this, I mean, if it would have been like $3, I would have definitely picked it up and used it for myself. But they had some really neat surplus items of like alarm clocks, Sony Dream Machine. So if you're in the market for one of these items, yeah, check out your local thrift shop before you venture out into the retail world for one. Well, found a interesting item here, the PlayStation 3. Obviously had a green sticker, $49.99. So I went on eBay because, you know, $50 is kind of high in my opinion. I'm aware that some of the first edition PS3 models, those are really worth something because they can play the PS2 games. It has a chip on board. It's not like an emulator. I know that the PS3 went through some various phases where it was a chip that allowed you to play PS2 games. Then it was an emulator, and only some games were compatible. Then they scrapped it completely. So I went on eBay to find out this particular model, and they were going. This model was going for maybe $80, $90 on eBay. But if like my cost would have been $25, I would have definitely picked this one up. Without any remote controls, it would have been a good investment for it. But I ended up putting this particular item back.
Hi, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Why you were recording a little while ago?
What do you mean?
Recording.
Oh, I just do vlogs.
Okay. Okay, yeah, because you're not supposed to be recording. That's
Oh,
why.
in here? Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry about that. Yeah.
It was completely polite. She was nice. She wasn't rude or mean. I was not kicked out of the store. I complied. I took off my camera, ended recording. Hey, I had tons of footage already. I would definitely return to the store. Hopefully, when I come back, it's the color that I'm looking for the sale. But I'll definitely visit a different red, white, and blue thrift shop and try to record there as well. Maybe I'll come back here and record, maybe with one of those like selfie stick camera holders. I'm using the chest camera. Maybe I was wearing like a white Adidas t-shirt, so it stood out. But I'm not complaining, not upset, not salty. The employee again was very kind. She was not rude, and I was not kicked out. So I would recommend going to Red, White, and Blue Thrift Shop. They're really great people, and they're a great part of the community. So while I didn't buy anything here today, I did bring my wife. She picked up a few items. One of them that stood out was this handmade. It's like a Chinese watercolor painting. It's on a very beautiful frame. It didn't look cheap. It cost her about $5, and she was showing me, and I was like, "Hey, this looks original. Let me type these in on eBay to see what these are going for. If there's any type of market for it." So apparently these are going for on eBay for about $120. I found quite a few different listings. Since these are handmade, you're not going to find the same exact one. Some of these were going for like 120. I saw some for over 200. I didn't see many that were sold, but it's food for thought. I mean, I'm kind of telling my wife, hey, let's list it. Let's see if we can flip it and make some money from it. But do you think that my wife should? I mean, I keep telling her, hey, you have a good sense of eye. She looks at a lot of the home goods, the little knickknacks. She has been loving these thrift shops where she picks up a piece of like a statue, a like little home good thingy, and it looks like brass, and then she spray paints it gold, and it looks beautiful. What do y'all think? Y'all want to hear talk about home goods, maybe some fashion advice, maybe more for like women, but let me know. Let me know in the comments below if you want to hear from her and her ideas. Thank you for watching this installment of my thrift videos for avid thrifters at the Red, White, and Blue thrift shop. Again, I'm still learning how to use iMovie and all that. I'm getting better slowly and slowly, but please, I would appreciate it if you just like, comment, subscribe. I am working on my pages and updating them and providing some great content for y'all. Hey, I make these videos for y'all. It's a pleasure, so I appreciate any comments. Please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit the bell icon to subscribe. Enjoy yourselves.